Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the
These acts
councils
shatter
of government,
steel,
we must
but
guard
they
against
cannot dent
the
the steel.
acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically oppose the secret society.
We, as
secret oath,
Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in
we
the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever
dangers
needs
of
to be done
excessive and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and
fact
greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweigh the dangers
In this
which are
present
cited to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where that was a little bit weird on the transition timing. But would it really be Embers of Liberty if we didn't have a technical problem? The answer is no. It would not be. Ever. At all. So, it has been a fantastic week. Joe, how was your week?
It was good.
Yeah,
Justin here got me set up with a new PC.
New gaming PC.
New gaming PC.
It's pretty nice.
I've sat on it all day gaming.
Yep. As
Nice.
I figured you would.
I appreciate it.
If you're enjoying the lighting the way it is now, let us know, because we did move some stuff around. So it may look a little bit better, may look a little worse. Let us know. We're here for you.
How was your week?
My week was fantastic. I got to build yet another computer last night, even though I, didn't really have to build it brand new. It's my old stuff, but new to you.
New to me. It
New to
works a lot
Had,
better than my old one.
Had baseball practice with the kids Tuesday and today. Mason is not happy about having to do what he is told on the baseball field. So it's going to be a fun season.
He's the young.
He's
one of the
twins.
Yeah.
Ben does not understand that the glove is to catch things instead of his bare hand. So he waits for the ball to go past him and tries to claw it as it goes by. Doesn't really work out for him, but he'll figure it out eventually. Or he won't. Whatever.
How old is it? How old are they?
They are 4.
Oh, yeah. No.
So they're, weak and
enjoy it and laugh.
Oh, and we are. We definitely are. Ben had to pee like 3 times while we were there.
Did they try to pee on the field?
No.
Oh, man.
They're good about just going, hey, I got a potty, and then running and finding one of us.
That's funny.
So, but other than that, it's been a week. So
It's been a good one.
indeed. It's just me and you tonight. Flying
So far, anyway.
flying duo. No, Cody's not coming.
I know Cody's not coming. I'm saying unless Beth shows up and wants to play here.
Meh. Beth.
I got the cough already, Cody, by the way.
We've all got the cough.
It's called allergies.
No.
Oh, wait. You can't
be-
have allergies anymore.
You can't have allergies
It's
or be
all
regular
COVID.
sick anymore. It's all COVID. Shut your mouth. So, anyway, with the weeks covered, it's time to talk freedom things. We're going to jump right into it and piss everybody off right off the bat because that's how I wanted to do it this week. It's time for Chats with Pop Pop.
Oh,
So, as we did last week, because last week was State of the Union, we're going to go straight into it this week with some more Pop Pop because it's pretty rough.
I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber. And
Whoop, hold on. Wait a minute. That is not the correct screen.
Oh, you ever do that where you sneeze and like it
Yep.
hurts all down your arms?
There we go. Fixed in real time. You're welcome. Nah, there it is. I can't see because of the camera. The camera gets right in the freaking way. Anyway, here we go. We're going to restart this.
You saw, I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference.
Huh? Is he apologizing for calling Laken, not Lincoln, Laken's killer an illegal immigrant?
Yes, he is.
No. Nope. That's not how this works. They're not undocumented. They're illegal. Like they came here illegal. They broke the law. They are illegal aliens. So yeah, about that.
Between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't
polluting
do.
the
I'm not
blood.
going to treat any of these people with disrespect.
Even though they will literally bash a young nursing student's head in and kill them. Okay.
Look, they built the country.
No, they didn't. They literally did not.
Now you hate. Now you disrespecting the black folks.
No.
Because a bunch of black folks helped build this country.
They were undocumented immigrants too.
Oh, that's true.
At the end of the day, everything he's saying is wrong, and it's not the way you want to handle any of
The
this.
reason our economy is growing, we have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
Eagles in a tailspin.
Eagle, that's not a good look. So yeah, there's that. I hope that audio actually came through. Can you check?
I don't have my phone.
I'll check. I'll take a look because I don't know. So to give you the lowdown, we, in typical Embers of Liberty fashion, had an issue with
I noticed the look of surprise on your
okay. It came through. So we updated OBS Studio, and that caused our Stream Deck, which is where all of our scene transitions and stuff come from, to not function within OBS anymore. So we had to go and downgrade it, and it changed a couple of things, like you saw with the input capture. So hopefully everything else works smoothly, and we're good. Anyway, on to the next chat with Pop Pop, because there's 4 of them. And this is also gross.
I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor.
Excuse me? What the fuck are you doing? That's not what I clicked. Jesus Christ.
You were caught on a hot mic after your State of the Union address talking to Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Senator Michael Bennet, saying, quote, I told him, BB, and don't repeat this, but you and I are going to have a come to Jesus meeting. What do you mean by that?
What I meant was, it's an expression used in the southern part of my state, meaning a serious meeting. And it was, I've known BB for 50 years, and he knew what I meant by it.
So,
did he though?
He's sitting there just like, oh shit.
Did he know that? Did he know? Now here's where it gets interesting. Okay, so that's all you really need to see of that, because where it really gets interesting is, when he gets confronted about it later.
Have you scheduled the Come to Jesus meeting with Bibi Netanyahu?
No.
Do you plan to, sir?
We'll see what happens.
Mr. President, when is an border executive action coming?
action on the border?
Counting on the border action happened by itself. They're passing it.
The Congress can't come to an agreement.
Well, they haven't yet.
Help them.
They haven't yet. And I'm helping them.
Mr. President, do you plan? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
That's all I heard.
To address the Israeli parliament?
No, not at this moment.
Would you do it remotely, or do you have something in the works?
Anything else?
On Poland, Mr. President,
Yeah?
would you support increasing U.S. troops at the Polish border?
Where?
There's no need for more troops. There's no need for more troops at the Polish border.
Do you know what
Well,
you might?
I'm meeting with the I'm meeting with the Polish leader tomorrow.
Do you know what you might talk about
I
with him
don't know what
tomorrow?
my schedule is.
Yeah, but I'll talk to him about it. Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
That's not a good look.
We jumped right into chats with Pop Pop yet again.
Oh, yeah. Malik's favorite part.
So you'll have to go back and watch some of that. Now, here's the other interesting one. And this is probably my favorite.
Yahoo need a come to Jesus meeting? What are you hoping to achieve?
I didn't say that in the speech.
After the what?
You fucking think? You think you didn't say that in the speech? Think before you drink, before you drive me mad.
About after this speech.
You guys eavesdropping on things.
But does that show your level of frustration with him on humanitarian aid? Does he need to be doing more?
Yes, he does.
Well,
I was in Jordan and Israel this weekend, and just, you got to keep pushing what you're doing on the humanitarian stuff and all this stuff. So
I told him, baby, I'm gonna repeat this. I said, baby, you know I'm gonna come to Jesus. Sure, just
I'm on Mike, I fucked up.
Don't repeat this. As soon as he said, no, don't repeat this, it's like coming in like, oh, shit.
His handler was literally like,
Eagle's hot! Eagle's hot!
and then he also went,
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
and of course, we're all just over here like, saying the quiet parts out loud, man. Like, what are you doing? And then his handler was like,
Oh shit, not good.
Afuera!
Afuera!
So, anyway, yeah. Hope you guys are all as pissed off as I am, because that was Chats with Pop Pop. Anywho, so now, the fun stuff. I'm assuming that you've all heard about the TikTok ban. Right?
Well,
technically. Have you heard about this?
It's not supposed, at least from what we're told, it's not supposed to be a ban.
No, just a ban of Chinese ownership and other things.
Which is completely unconstitutional.
Let's see. Section 4 of this bill, and we'll throw it up on the screen for you. Yep. Nope, down. Addressing information and communications technology products and services holdings that pose undue or unacceptable risk. The Secretary shall identify and refer to the President any covered holding that the Secretary determines in consultation with the relevant executive department and agency heads poses an undue or unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of the United States persons. That doesn't sound like TikTok. That sounds like anything they don't like. Does it not?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Let's see. Information and communications technology products or services used by a party to a covered transaction in a sector designated as critical infrastructure and Policy Directive 21. Software, hardware, or any other product or service integral to telecommunications products and services, including WLANs, mobile networks, satellite payloads, satellite operations and control, cable access points, wireline access points, core networking systems, long, short, and backhaul networks, or edge computer platforms, internet hosting services, cloud-based or distributed computing and data storage, machine learning, predictive analytics. So here we go into AI, managed service, content delivery services, internet or network-enabled sensors, webcams, endpoint surveillance monitor or monitoring devices.
Holy
yada,
smokes,
yada.
it's Kyle.
Gaming application. Holy shit.
It's Kyle.
Kyle.
It's Kyle.
It's Kyle. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Software designed or used primarily for connecting with and communicating via the internet that is in use by greater than 1 million persons in the United States at any point during the year period preceding the date on which the covered transactions is referred to the Secretary for review, or the Secretary initiates review of the covered transaction, including desktop applications, mobile applications, gaming applications, payment applications, web-based applications, or artificial intelligence and machine learning, quantum key distribution, quantum communications, quantum computing, post-quantum cryptography, autonomous systems, advanced robotics, biotechnology, synthetic biology, computational biology, and e-commerce technology and services. There goes Temu. What the fuck, man? Like, anybody that reads the text of this bill immediately understands that this is not about TikTok. It was never about TikTok. It was about controlling you.
Yep.
That's what it is. That's what it amounts to. It is about removing your freedom to post information on the platforms that you wish to post information on. It is the ability to isolate you from your friends and family via internet services. It's literally not about TikTok. It was never about TikTok. And if you think it was about TikTok, you are dead fucking wrong.
Tic-tac-toe, baby.
Tic-tac-toe, baby. Fucking Nancy Pelosi. Fuck that. Oh my God. Why does she have those titties? Why? Those are deal-making jokes.
Joe, we need $7 million.
$3.5 million per
each
titty. And my daddy always said, Joey, love is love. And Joey loves titties. Anyway,
that would never get old. We need to do that.
I
We
know,
need to
right?
put that in the funny, like, again soon, just for a recap.
Correct. We do. Anyway, I don't know what else you need to see other than just that little bit of text in this bill. And it's not a very long bill. I read the whole thing, and it basically says nothing about TikTok. Literally nothing. Nowhere in the bill does it actually name TikTok. It's literally just a catch-all bill designed to remove your ability to access information that the government does not want you to access. It's control. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been about.
Those bitches.
And if you didn't know that, you know it now. You're in the right place. I'm not trying to waste your time here, people. Anyway, Joe, what do you think? Did you come to the same conclusion just from that tiny excerpt?
I mean, my thing is, like, I think it's just generally unconstitutional.
Correct. I think so as well.
I think if you're so worried about...
Well, so here's the thing, right? If you want to prevent the Chinese from being able to harvest data, write a bill that says no publicly circulated application, social media or otherwise, can be owned by any company in China, whether in whole or in part. Boom, problem solved. Because once companies are not beholden to China, they don't have to give China data. Let the hackers do their jobs. Because they're going to get it anyway. Whether you like it or not, China has your data.
Yeah.
They're going to have it.
I mean, they're going to get it through Facebook. It don't matter.
They'll get it any way they can.
Yeah.
But this is a pathway to attacking X. In my opinion, this is a pathway to attacking X.
Well, see, my thing is like unconstitutional. This is going to open a door for them to be like, well, you know what? This other platform doesn't really do stuff we like either. So we'll just add a little amendment to this bill.
And that's what that was my whole point. Like nowhere in the bill does it mention TikTok that I saw.
Right.
So, think what you want, but go look it up for yourself. It's Senate Bill 686.
And if you're so worried about, they're not actually worried about them harvesting our data.
No, they're not.
They're worried about a government employee getting their shit harvested.
Correct.
And all you got to do is say, hey, as a government employee, you're not allowed to have TikTok on your phone.
On government issued property.
On government, and that's completely legal.
Yes, there are plenty of states that have already done that.
And if you're talking about your top secret government shit on your personal phone, that's on you.
Well, you're a threat anyway. Yeah. So, whatever. So. Anyway, on to more interesting things. Actually, not more interesting things, but important things. The election interference case against Donald J. Trump in Georgia. So, if you didn't know, they had been debating whether or not Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, the district attorney and special prosecutor, could even be on this case because of their personal romantic relationship. So the judge ruled that Fani Willis can remain on the case, but that either she or Nathan Wade would have to step down, essentially. Nathan Wade decided that he would rather dick down Fani Willis than continue on this case. So he's going to step down. 6 charges on this case were dismissed. Not for any reason other than the judge ruled that the charges were frivolous because they did not specify what parts of the Georgia or United States Constitution were being violated when Trump said, find me however many votes he said.
Google us a picture of Fani Willis.
Jesus Christ. Not Willish. Willis.
That's her right there.
Yep.
No. Don't look worth risking my job for.
Now, we'll throw up a picture of both for you.
Oh, well, I reckon they both equally ugly.
So, here's the thing, right? So these two were stooping.
We're doing the boom.
Like, to the point where cell phone data was used, and the cell phone data showed that Nathan Wade would arrive at Fani Willis's house anywhere between the hours of 11 and midnight and leave around 4:30 a.m., just long enough to get a couple of the boom sessions in. Right? That's neither here nor there. I don't give a shit if you guys were having sex. I do have a problem, however, with you guys taking joint vacations and Nathan Wade paying for it on a business credit card that he will absolutely be claiming as business expenses on his taxes, and then Fani Willis paying him back for that in cash, which means he's extorting taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a problem for me, right? The other bit of a problem that I have is that Trump didn't fucking interfere with the election in Georgia, so what are you doing?
Fair.
Having questions about the integrity of an election is not the same thing as interfering with an election. Also, if you remember last week on This Week on X, I demonstrated that Democrats also claim that elections are rigged. Because Katie Porter did it in California.
What the hell are you talking about,
what
Justin?
What the fuck is she doing? JoJo from Jers, probably.
So
I don't know what to tell you other than, this is actual audio of Democrats right now.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And this is actual audio of everyone who's not a Democrat right now.
Touche.
Anywho, so, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the whole case should probably be thrown out because it's
Yeah.
frivolous to begin with. But
now I'm thinking there's some,
kind of not up to me.
So he's dragging his fanny out the door for stooping some fanny.
Yep. But now we get into the really, 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 really fun part of the show, because it's time to talk about the Robert Hur hearings. And boy, do they not look good for Pop Pop. And he's just over there going, "Come on, man." So anyway, we're going to
roll that beautiful bean footage. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Sir, I want to ask you about some of the differences between the facts involving President Biden and President Trump. But before I do, I want to refer back to your opening statement in which you said that you did not disparage the president in your report. But of course, you did disparage the president.
First off, Adam Shit, shut the fuck up. It's my new favorite thing to call him. Is Adam Shit, and spell it SCHIT.
T. 2 T's.
You could do it either way. Doesn't really matter. Adam Shit, you're a liar. We all know it. You literally got censured for lying to the American people over and over and over and over again about Russian collusion. So
I would say it's pretty accurate that there's a toilet beside your head.
Correct.
Disparaged him in terms you had to know would have a maximal political impact. You understood your report would be public, right?
I understood, based on comments that the Attorney General had made, that he had committed to make as much of my report public as consistent with legal policy and legal requirements.
And you could have chosen just to comment on the president's particular recall vis-a-vis a document or a set of documents, but you decided to go further and make a generalized statement about his memory, didn't you?
Yes, Adam Shit, he did, because it was important to the outcome of his actual investigation. Okay, there's this thing called, I need to explain why exactly I'm not going to recommend prosecuting the sitting president for a reason that's not just because he's the sitting president. And that reason just so happened to be that in the event that he were to be prosecuted, he would present himself as a well-meaning elderly gentleman with a poor memory. Therefore, the fact that he has a shitty memory about a lot of things, not just the documents, is kind of relevant. You dumbass.
Congressman, I could have written my report theoretically in a way that omitted references to the president's memory, but that would have been an incomplete and improper report in that it did not reflect my analysis.
You could have written your report with comments about his specific recollection as to documents or a set of documents, but you chose a general pejorative reference to the president. You understood when you made that decision, didn't you, Mr. Hur, that you would ignite a political firestorm with that language, didn't you?
Congressman, politics played no part whatsoever in my investigative steps.
But you understood nevertheless,
the words
didn't you,
that I put in my report.
Mr. Hur, you cannot tell me you're so naive as to think your words would not have created a political firestorm. You understood that, didn't you, when you wrote those words, when you decided to include those words, when you decided to go beyond specific references to documents? You understood how they would be manipulated by my colleagues here on the GOP side of the aisle and by President Trump. You understood that, did you not?
Congressman, what I understood is the regulations that govern my conduct as special counsel.
And those regulations
required me to write a confidential report for the
Damn, let the man
which
talk.
you knew would not be
No, because if he lets him talk, he'll expose Adam Shit for the liar that he is. It's going to be really hard to actually say Schiff now.
Oh, Adam Shit.
Oh, Adam Shit. If he lets Robert Hur speak, Robert Hur will expose Adam Shit for the liar that he is. And Adam Shit can't have that. Except for Robert Hur is going to expose him for the piece of shit liar that he is anyway. Because as you heard Robert Hur say, he was supposed to write a confidential report. If that report is supposed to be confidential, it's not supposed to be released to the public. Knowing that it's going to be released to the public and writing the report as if it were a confidential report anyway is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're still following the rules as a special prosecutor, as a special investigation or a special counsel, right? You're doing your fucking job. And Democrats are trying to make it look like it's a political hit job. No, he's literally doing what he was supposed to do.
I don't imagine Democrats know too much of anything about doing your job.
No, they do not.
My decision, and that is
To be fair, though, neither do Republicans.
That's fair.
So,
what I did, Congressman. I
Mr.
followed
Hur,
the rules.
You knew it would not be
followed
confidential.
them.
You knew it would not be confidential, didn't you?
Sir, the regulations required me to write a confidential report explaining my decision to the Attorney General.
Which you knew would be released.
It was
that's not the fucking point.
Dumbass.
It doesn't matter if he knew it would be released or not. His job is to write a confidential report. Period. End of discussion. If his job is to write a confidential report and he doesn't write a confidential report, then guess what? He didn't do his fucking job.
I like what Kyle says. I don't think anything should be confidential unless it involves national security.
Agreed. I mean, it's not hard to comprehend that the job is to write a confidential report, whether you understand that it's going to be released to the public or not. It does not impact the fulfillment of his duties for a very specific reason. He's fulfilling his duties as a special counsel. So shut the fuck up.
And eat a dick.
Up to the Attorney General to
Thank you.
determine
You understood it would be released, did you not?
Would be released consistent with DOJ policy.
You understood it
legal
would be
requirements.
released. You understood it would be released.
I understood from the Attorney General's public comments that he would make as much of my report public as he could, consistent with legal requirements and DOJ
And you also
policy.
understand DOJ policy that you are to take care not to prejudice the interests of the subject of an investigation, right?
That is generally one of the interests that DOJ policy requires that prosecutors respect.
And it was your obligation to follow that policy in this report, was it not?
It was also my obligation to write a confidential report for the Attorney General explaining completely
But
my
what
decision.
you did write was deeply prejudicial to the interests of the president. You say it wasn't political, and yet you must have understood. You must have understood the impact of your words. You must have understood.
You mean like you must have understood the impact of you lying on national television to the American people? Interesting.
The impact of your decision to go beyond the specifics of a particular document to go to the very...
No. It's not about the specifics of the documents at this point. It's the reason he's not being prosecuted. Not being able to remember the documents is not the same as not being able to not remember the year that your son fucking died.
Look.
It's also not the same as your ghostwriter, upon finding out that there's a special counsel being appointed to you, going and deleting every recording that he had of you talking to him, showing him classified documents.
Oh, Adam
Which
shit.
is something that happened, by the way.
Oh, Adam shit here. He's just upset because Pawpaw about to go down the toilet, and that's his Pawpaw.
No, he's just upset because he's about to lose his Senate race.
That too.
In California to a fucking Republican. And I think it's hilarious.
General, to your own personal, prejudicial,
I really
subjective
think-
opinion of the president, one you knew would be amplified by his political opponent, one you knew that would influence a political campaign. You had to understand that. And you did it anyway. And let me just go.
No, we're done with you. We're done with you because at this point,
I get tired
you've made a fool of yourself.
I get tired of hearing him talk.
Yeah, me too. So, again, Robert Hur is just doing his job. Adam Schitt can't handle that Robert Hur is doing his job. And that's why Adam Schitt is mad. And you know what? I don't care. Now, here's another interesting one. Excuse me. This one is significantly more interesting to me because it's about whether or not the White House requested that he remove references to Biden's memory.
Is recognized for 5 minutes. Yeah, I just want to go do a little repetition, Mr. Hur, in regards to the chairman's questions from a few minutes ago. So is it correct on that February 5th letter that was sent to you asking you to change references to the president's poor memory? Wasn't there a request by the White House to do that?
There was a request, yes.
You will respect my authority.
Something sounds a little...
That sounded a lot like Cartman, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think the White House had a little apartment in them that day.
You will respect my authority.
But that also sounds very,
Ooh. Doesn't it, though?
Yep.
Oh, my God. Malik, I propose a new segment. Down the shitter with Adam Schiff.
We hate him. Yes. Yes.
Oh, now I've got to animate him being flushed down the toilet.
Or animate him like doing this on the toilet going... You know, like a little crybaby face going...
I can always make use of that dickhead meme that I have of him. You know, where they photoshopped a penis onto the top of his head.
Oh, please do.
That's one of my favorite tweets that I've ever seen, by the way. A lot of times if I see Adam Schiff post anything on Twitter, I literally comment that on it. Every time. Kyle.
No, they shouldn't.
The president should not have memory issues, period.
At least not at the level that our president does.
No. Anyway, let's continue here.
And, Mr. Chairman, I think the record should show that the gentleman from Maryland earlier said that was not the case. I think he said, nor did he seek to redact a single word of Hur's report. Obviously, Mr. Hur is telling us differently here. And didn't the White House then go to the Attorney General himself?
You can change.
These nuts.
And say that he would like to see changes to the references in regards to the president's memory?
The White House counsel did send such a letter.
So if this president was 60 years
Get
old
off your
rather
phone.
than 80 years old, would you prosecute him?
Congressman, as I've said before, I cannot engage in hypotheticals. I address the facts and the evidence as I found them in
There
this
was an
matter.
80-year-old grandma that came to Washington, D.C. a few years ago, did not commit a violent crime, committed a crime, but did not commit a violent crime, and she was fully prosecuted. Doesn't that seem like it's a dual system of justice where the president is above the law?
Hey.
Congressman, I don't know the facts and the details of this other case that you're referencing with this other person.
You say
We don't talk about January 6ers here.
that the president is unlikely to reoffend in the future. I believe that was a quote that you put in the report. Is that correct?
I believe that's in Chapter 13.
How so? How is he unlikely to reoffend in the future? How do you come to that judgment?
As I say on page 254, any deterrent effect of prosecution would likely be slight. We are not concerned with specific deterrents, as we see little risk he will reoffend.
Now, Malik, you're welcome. He says I'm a bad influence. He started talking shit to leftists on X.
Oh, damn. Damn, boy.
And they do not know how to respond to you because, well, you are black.
Instead of damn boy, he thick. You go, damn boy, he black. Can't do nothing about it now. 'Cause he black.
Oh man, and Kyle wishes he had an 80-year-old grandma breaking the law. Hey, that's fine. My grandma told me that if I killed somebody, she would, she told me that if I killed someone and she was the only other person that knew, that she would take that secret to the grave with her.
Damn.
Love you, Ma. Anyway,
Ma, the real MVP.
That's why I know that we could bring her and put her on the back of a wagon with a 50 cal.
Oh, she'd love it. Just give her some earmuffs and just pop, 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 pop.
Oh man. Anyway, so there you have it. Did they request that things be changed? They absolutely did. Are they going to admit it? They're absolutely not.
Bunch of shit bags.
Here's the thing, right? There's another one that happens a little bit later with one of my favorite Democrats, and by favorite, I mean least favorite because, well, she's kind of stupid. But, don't ask a lawyer questions about the law and say that he did something that he absolutely did not do. It will not work out for you. Okay? That rhymed. I didn't mean it to. Anywho, check this out.
Off the chair, now I recognize the gentlelady from Washington for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Special Counsel Hur, thank you for being here. Thank you for your work. In your investigation, you reviewed more than 7 million documents and conducted 173 interviews of 147 witnesses, including President Biden. Is that correct?
Yes, Congresswoman.
And your 15-month investigation cost several $1 million and resulted in a comprehensive 345-page report with several dozen pages of appendices. Is it correct that, as it says in the first sentence of your executive summary, that your investigation concluded with an assessment that, quote, no criminal charges are warranted in this matter?
Correct.
So this lengthy, expensive, and independent investigation resulted in a complete exoneration of President Joe Biden. For every document you discussed in your report, you found insufficient evidence that the president...
Wait. Did she just say that his report was a complete exoneration of Joe Biden? Is that what she said?
That's what I heard. By the way, way to pause it on that eye facial deal there going on.
Yeah, she got Forrest Whitaker eye going on there. And I'm here for it. Here's the thing. He didn't exonerate anybody, so...
He's trying to make him slip up.
President violated any laws about possession or retention of classified materials. The primary law that you analyzed for potential prosecution was part of the Espionage Act, 18 U.S.C. 793E, which criminalizes willful retention or disclosure of national defense information. Is that correct?
Congresswoman, that is one statute that we analyzed. I need to go back and make sure that I take note of the word that you used, exoneration. That is not a word that
I'm going to continue with my questions. I'm going to continue with my questions.
What is with these Democrats? All of a sudden, when he's like, "Hold on now, you misspoke," and I didn't.
Hold on. He didn't say that she misspoke. He said that's not what I said.
Right, but
that's
then
not
she
part
starts
of my job.
But what is with these Democrats talking over him when he starts making them look like idiots?
Because they're idiots. And they know that once he starts speaking and saying the things that they don't want him to say, they're going to look even worse than they already do.
You know, this guy's like a little... That's my phone?
Yep.
So this guy, dude, he is so steady, man. He is calm and steady. He's like the judicial Bruce Lee. He's a judicial Bruce Lee.
That's racist.
He's Asian.
I know, that's why it's racist.
No, he's Asian. He probably would think that's funny as shit. He would probably own that shit. If I said, dude, you're like a judicial Bruce Lee, but like, hell yeah, bro.
You ruined it. You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
Judicial Bruce Lee.
Afuera! Grab his dick and twist it!
He's old judicial Bruce Lee in Washington, D.C., baby. Judicial Bruce Lee for you and me.
Anyway.
Where's my phone? Who's hit?
I don't know.
Who's Dan?
I don't know.
Is it over there?
Does it matter?
Well, it may be an emergency.
We're in the middle of the show.
I would hope they would call if it was an emergency, but...
Anywho.
I know that the term
I ultimately reached
I know that
whether
the term
sufficient evidence existed such that the likely outcome
you exonerated
would be a conviction.
I know that
did not
the term
exonerate him.
willful
That word does not appear in the
retention has a
report,
Mr. Hur, it's my time. Thank you.
Oh, it's Kyle.
I know that the
No.
term willful retention has a particular legal meaning, and I want to make sure that that meaning is absolutely clear to the American people before we...
Did you see the look on his face a second ago?
No.
It was basically like, you are a fucking bitch.
Mr. Hur, it's my time. Thank you. I know that the term willful retention has
That
a
look is like,
particular
I
legal
will
meaning, and I
fucking
want to
end
make
you.
sure that that meaning is
make
absolutely
me get my
clear to the
nunchucks.
American people before we go any further. As you wrote in your report, to prove as a matter of law that the president, quote, willfully retained any documents, you would need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt two elements. First, that the president knowingly retained or disclosed national defense information, and second, that he knew that this conduct was unlawful. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And to be very,
and I'm sorry, Congresswoman, that it was national defense information. That's an important third element.
Okay, thank you. To be very, very clear, You did not find sufficient evidence to prove either of those elements beyond a reasonable doubt to show that Mr. Biden willfully retained any of the classified national defense materials that were recovered during your investigation, correct?
My conclusion was that the admissible evidence was not sufficient to make conviction at trial a probable outcome.
Not.
Meaning there probably was enough to take him to trial, just not enough to be like,
convicted.
Boom, we got you, bitch. Regardless, let me let you in on a little secret, okay? Whether the information was national defense related or not, it is illegal to remove classified documents from DoD approved devices, from DoD approved spaces, or from government safes. Okay? He had classified documents dating back 40 years to when he was a senator. Okay? Not the vice president, not the president, a senator. Okay? He broke the law. Point blank, end of discussion, period. Okay? That's all you need to know.
My thing is like,
whether it was defense related or not, he broke the law at the end of the day. And I'm with you. Why?
Why do you have to have that many damn boxes of stuff?
And did you know that, okay, first off, Kyle, it would not be classified document or classified information cannot be on a cell phone, period, under any circumstance, because it's not controllable. Anyway, you know, at the end of the day, in the interviews, when asked why he took these things, he said, because it's mine.
Bro, those documents are more mine than they are his.
That sounds an awful lot like, it may have been because he was, I don't know, writing a book. So he stood to financial gain from having these classified materials because they helped him more accurately write his memoir. That's not a good look either. That's the good old Trump argument, because they're mine.
Because then you're also financially benefiting from American taxpayer documents. That also very...
Yep. And to that, all I have to say is...
Afuera!
Afuera!
Anywho. So that's pretty much all you need to see out of that. Now, I can't remember what this one was.
Yeah, Malik, that's pretty much what they're trying to do. They're trying to hang Trump for the exact same stuff that they're trying to let Biden go with.
So this is about the report being used to trash Biden. Yet another Democrat, obviously.
Gentleman from Georgia is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hur, you've led a distinguished career, earning your law degree from Stanford University, and you served as a student as executive editor of the Stanford Law Review, correct?
Correct.
Then you went on to clerk for Judge Kaczynski of the Ninth Circuit, correct?
Yes, sir.
After that, you ascended to a clerkship with then Chief Justice William Rehnquist on the United States Supreme Court, correct?
Correct.
And then you later joined the Daddy Bush Department of Justice as a special assistant to known Federalist Society member and now FBI Director Christopher Wray. Isn't that correct?
I did spend some time working for former Assistant Attorney General Christopher Wray.
And you later joined the Trump Justice Department as the Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General, working as the right-hand man for another known Federalist Society member, Rod Rosenstein. Isn't that correct?
I served as Mr. Rosenstein's principal deputy.
And then Donald Trump appointed you to serve as U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland. Is that correct?
President Trump nominated me to serve in that position, and I was unanimously confirmed by the United States Senate.
That's correct. And thereafter, Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed you to serve as special counsel for the United States Department of Justice to conduct a full and thorough investigation of certain matters to determine whether or not Joseph Biden should be charged with unlawfully removing and retaining classified documents. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
And nowhere in that order does Attorney General Garland authorize you to conduct an investigation and issue a report on whether President Biden is mentally fit to serve as president. Isn't that correct?
That does not appear in the appointment order.
And pursuant to your...
It also doesn't appear in the report, you fucking dumbass. Saying that he will present himself in trial as a well-meaning elderly gentleman who has a bad memory is not the same as saying he's not competent to serve as the President of the United States. Is that what it means? Absolutely. Is that what it said? Nope. And good luck proving that that's what he meant.
Your appointment to conclude your investigation, you issued a report that was published by Attorney General Garland, correct?
He made it available to Congress, sir.
And your report concluded that after a full and thorough investigation, the evidence was insufficient to establish that President Biden had willfully retained classified documents. Isn't that correct?
My judgment was that based on the state of the evidence, a conviction at trial was not the probable outcome.
And you determined that there was no evidence of willful retention because each time classified documents were discovered to be in the president's possession, the White House notified the National Archives right away. The Biden legal team and the White House fully cooperated with the National Archives during the investigation. Once the DOJ opened the investigation, President Biden and his personal counsel fully cooperated. Isn't that correct?
We did identify some evidence of willful retention and disclosure, but we also...
Yikes.
So the point is, though, that the president cooperated fully with you. And didn't they never tried to hide any documents from you, did they?
The report does note steps of cooperation taken by the president.
Thank you, sir. And last but not least, unlike in the Trump classified documents case, President Biden's counsel never falsely certified that there was no classified documents in the president's possession, correct?
The report does include some comparisons and contrasts between the facts alleged in the Trump case and the Biden case.
Despite clearing President Biden from being prosecuted, you used your report to trash and smear President Biden because he said in response to questions over a 5-hour interview that he didn't recall how he got the documents. And you
Adam
knew
shit's
that
back from
would
taking a
play
shit.
into the Republicans' narrative that the president is unfit for office because he's senile. And the American people saw during the State of the Union address that that was not true.
No, we didn't.
You speaking for all of us there, Ted? Because pretty sure we were all like, "Damn, this guy's off."
I'm pretty sure last week on the show we talked about how 45 minutes in the drugs had definitely worn off.
Yeah,
like badly.
Yeah, he started out strong and went down fast.
Like in a matter of like 15, 20 minutes, he was already slurring his words and shit. Like, bro, that man is not fit to run this country, whether you want to believe he is or not. And we all know
regardless
that
of party. Like, if that was a Republican, we'd even be like, dude, get him out of there.
Where's
the hook?
We know for a fact that you guys are propping him up, and behind closed doors, you don't like him, his policies, or the fact that he's a fucking senile bag of bones. Okay? At the end of the day, we all know that you're not on board with Biden anymore.
They ain't riding with Biden.
You are no more riding with Biden than we are. Okay? And we're not even riding with Trump. I would rather have Trump than Biden for sure. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't choose either of them. Unfortunately, guess what? Trump is the nominee for the Republicans and Biden is the nominee for the Democrats.
I'm getting me a hat that says Mr. Hanky 2024.
Please. Can we just elect Javier Milei?
Yes.
Is that an option for us? Can we just do that?
You would think that America would be paying attention to that junk and be like, hey, maybe we should do something like that. But no.
No. Okay, no. Because Orange Man bad and Pop Pop savior. That's
Either that or it's the complete opposite. Like the other side is like, no, Pop Pop bad, Orange Man savior.
Yeah, exactly. We're too hung up in our own shit to worry about what's going on in the rest of the world.
I would like to use that as an opportunity to kind of point out, now we're going into election season.
Correct.
Campaign season. You're about to start hearing a bunch of people say, this is the most important election of our lives.
No, it's already starting. I mean, you're
Justin,
already hearing it.
Haven't you heard that same remark since the day we signed up to vote, registered to vote at 18 years old?
Yes.
Every damn election is the most important election of our lives.
So here's the thing, and Malik can speak to this because Democrats rely heavily on minority vote.
Yes.
Malik, when is the last time a Democratic policy has helped you
as a black man?
As a black man. When is the last time a Democrat policy helped anyone that, is...
Bye, Kyle. Enjoy the show in the morning.
Exactly. Never. Take it easy, Kyle. The vape pits will continue. The burps will continue. And Joe's Conspiracy Corner is back tonight.
Obamacare was all. It's still technically the Obamacare is still a thing,
awful,
and it's still awful.
Anyway,
matter of fact, Obamacare was a reason. Insurance in general, it's awful.
Yeah. So anyway, since Kyle has said that, this is a live show. Normally, we would be streaming both here and on Rumble, but because of our OBS issue that we had earlier today, I don't have that option tonight. So it's just on YouTube tonight. But if you're enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. Smash the bell icon with the force of 1,000 pops.
Back out.
Back out.
You will respect my authority.
It helps us grow the show to get it out to more people like you. If you like, comment, and subscribe and smash the bell icon, it is a live show. Saturdays around 8 o'clock. We started a little bit late tonight because of the OBS issue. But we here. We in this bitch.
True that.
And if you can't watch the show live, you can always catch it on replay. Or you can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts for the audio-only version. I highly recommend watching the show, though, because there may be things that you don't understand just from the audio.
So back to what I was saying.
Anyway, yeah, continue.
Don't listen to that bullshit. All this is most important election of our lives. You're throwing your vote away by voting Libertarian. No, you are voting for the person you want to vote for.
Correct.
And your vote will go to that person. Like, so all these people, the left always tells us, you might as well voted for the Republicans. And then the Republicans always say, yeah, you might as well voted for the Democrats. No, I voted Libertarian, bitch. Shut up. My vote went to Libertarians. I might as well voted for Libertarians. That's what I voted for. You gonna puff it again?
We like Kyle. We really like Kyle.
Damn, it's a smoke cloud right there. But yeah, don't listen to that bullshit. And they're gonna rag you. I hope that we see more runoffs this year.
The runoffs will continue until liberty improves.
I mean, I hope we see runoffs like a son of a bitch this year. It would crack me up.
Anyway, we are going to skip a little bit because I can't wait anymore. I have to get to the magician in Congress. I have to get to him. Okay. Wesley Hunt is the GOAT. Okay. And this is why.
Representative Wesley Hunt. He serves as U.S. Representative for Texas 38th Congressional District. He was first elected in 2023 and serves on the House Judiciary Committee, as well as the House Subcommittee on the Constitution and Limited Government.
Malik, if you haven't seen this, you're about to love the shit out of this.
You're going to love this. In the United States Military Academy at West Point. After serving 8 years in the United States Army, he attended Cornell University, where he obtained a Master's of Business Administration and Public Administration and Industrial Labor Relations. You're a busy guy. We're honored to have
Chris
you.
Christie
Thank you
has
very
got his
much.
thing upside down.
Thank you, sir.
Congressman Hunt, proceed.
What?
Isn't that Chris Christie?
No.
Oh, whoever
Thank
he
you,
is
Chairman Durbin,
has his thing upside
and
down.
Ranking Member Graham for having
There's
me
a
here today
ribbon.
to speak about voting rights in America, the country that I love dearly. More importantly, I'm here to talk about the left's.
I do want to say this, though, about Wesley Hunt. I hate his voice.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I literally hate his voice.
It's very proper.
Soft bigotry of low expectations. Because it's the Democrat Party, not the Republican Party, that thinks so little of black America as a people of color that they make the case that being black in America means we can't obtain a government ID to vote. And that's not only a ridiculous assertion, it's demeaning and it's insulting. When it comes down to it, many of my colleagues on the left like to pretend that we're still living in the 1950s. Well, we're not. I got some good news for you. It's 2024, and I know what year it is because I've been black for just over 40 years. And I'm also the son of a retired lieutenant colonel who grew up in the segregated South. You see, my parents grew up in the Jim Crow South in the 50s and 60s in New Orleans.
Shit. Oh, shit. We can't repeat that shit. But it's funny as shit, though.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Is it because of his bald head?
His head does look like a milk dud.
Shit.
I don't think it's racist to point out that his head looks like a milk dud.
I don't think so. But it does.
I think it's fucking
If you
hilarious.
just told me that right there.
Yeah.
Straight up milk dud.
Yep. That's a milk dud, dude.
Damn.
That's a
Oh, daggone it.
yeah. Just want to gobble that up.
I want damn milk dud.
Damn it.
It's a popcorn.
Wait, you mean this guy's been black for 40 years? And that's crazy. Anyway.
It's Louisiana. Their next generation, my parents had 3 kids. My sister, brother, and I all went to West Point, all 3 of us. We all served our country in combat. And I sit before you today as a sitting United States congressman in a district in a suburb of Houston, Texas, that's a white majority district, that President Trump would have won by 25 points, and I won by almost 30 points. And that doesn't happen unless we've made some incredible progress in this great nation.
Preach!
Now, my colleagues on the left like to say that common sense voting laws, including requiring a government-issued ID, are racist, discriminatory, and burdensome. Do you know what my father had back in the 40s and 50s before it was even cool? A government-issued ID. And continuing in his footsteps, I too have multiple government-issued IDs. And while that might be shocking to many people in this country, people may ask, how's that happen? It's very simple. It's personal responsibility for all Americans in this country, regardless of what you look like. Sitting with me today is my global entry card.
Oh.
My military ID card.
Oh.
My Texas driver's license.
Shit.
My Texas license to carry, because
No
that's
way.
how we roll in Texas. My congressional card.
No.
And of course, the good old-fashioned American passport. What sorcery is this? What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I?
There it is.
Bro, let me tell you something. This morning, I'm doing show prep, right? I'm sitting at my computer. I've got my sound bar turned on. I'm listening to this. He says those 2 lines. What sorcery is this? And what am I, the Black Houdini? And I fucking lost it. I lost my mind.
That's hilarious.
I'm literally in there dying Joe Rogan style laughing. And I yell for Kate to come in there and listen to this. And she just, when he says that, she goes, Dude, I've never in my life been so proud of one of our members of Congress.
Yeah, that was
as I am today.
That was a slam dunk right there.
That is a slam fucking dunk, brother.
Was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 government-issue IDs? Personal responsibility in this country. I fought for this country as an Apache helicopter pilot to protect free and fair elections, and having a government-issued ID isn't racist, it's American. You need to have an ID to drive a car, to check into the airport, open a bank account. You need an ID for basically everything to be a responsible adult in this country, except for voting, apparently, according to the left. Black America does not need well-meaning liberals putting their arms around us to telling us how we should go to the polls. In fact, if you look at recent headlines and polls, you will find that black men specifically in this country are more fired up than ever to participate in the next presidential election. And I think I know why, and I'm really looking forward to these results. For the record, in the 2022 midterms in Georgia, it proved that election integrity and ballot accessibility can be achieved hand in hand. After the 2020 election, Georgia passed a voter election integrity law, and subsequently, the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against the state of Georgia alleging that the Georgia law is discriminatory and aims to restrict citizens from voting. President Biden even called this law, and I quote, Jim Crow 2.0. Really? In my humble opinion, referencing Jim Crow for common sense election integrity laws is offensive to those who actually experienced Jim Crow, like my parents and their parents before them.
Hear, hear.
In fact, the law wasn't discriminatory.
We also have actual audio of every single Democrat in that room. And this is audio of every normal American who's ever heard this speech.
At all, because in the 2022 midterms, Georgia voters shattered voter turnout records across the state. And despite that record-breaking turnout in Georgia, the DOJ lawsuit is still pending. I suspect that it's because that record-breaking turnout resulted in a Republican governor being elected in Georgia, but I digress. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, which I tend to do. I have a lot of respect for John Lewis, but the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act is not about protecting voting rights. It's about solidifying Democrat power nationally. It's about federal control over state and local elections, which, by the way, is unconstitutional. It's about diminishing the security of our elections and voter integrity.
Wait. You mean the states are supposed to control their own elections?
What? What?
Excuse me, Wesley Hunt, but...
You are fake news.
But not really.
You ruined it. You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
Oh, except for, it's actually true. So that act can go,
Afuera!
This guy straight up was just...
Saddest day of my life was when I found out that was all staged.
Really?
Yes. We've went over this before.
Maybe. I don't know.
We have. On the show.
But when you forget, it's like it kills you all over
right?
again.
Yeah, I mean, he went in there basically... Yep. This is what we need. This is more of what we need. We need people who are willing to stand up and speak the truth against what they're trying to tell you is true.
He was like a cat, man. He went in there, shit on the carpet, and then just...
And said...
You will respect my authority.
Anyway, we're making good use of the buttons today. I'm confused. Are you or are you not sitting on the side of your bed with your fist raised in solidarity right now? Are you or are you not? Malik, I need answers. Anyway.
Laws aren't discriminatory. They are required for a functioning constitutional republic.
Better for it to be in the air than on your
I'm going to
dick.
tell you today, I categorically reject the soft bigotry of low expectations. Black Americans and people of color are proud. We expect more of ourselves. That's what black excellence really means to me. And above all else, We don't need a new solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Let me be clear. Making it to the polls to vote in person with an ID in this country today is a very low bar, extremely low bar. We can do it. White people can do it. Black people can do it. Americans can do it.
Hey,
we should all want that for free and fair elections. If you want to be on the right side of history, you should reject the Democrats' Party's attempt to wind the clock back 70 years. Because I'm sitting right here in front of you, and I'm here to tell you we've come a long way. Let's continue this progress. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, sir, for having me.
Democrats right now.
Liar!
Anywho, now
that makes me want a steak and baked potato.
Now
and a whiskey.
It's time for We Hate Her. And on today's episode of We Hate Her,
that girl is so fun.
We've got our favorite female reporter.
Thank you, Kareem. The president said yesterday that he was hoping executive action on the border would happen by itself, that Congress would legislate it. Can you just confirm for us that this indicates that he's no longer considering executive action on the border?
Well, the president has been very clear, and I've been very clear. Anytime I've asked about executive actions here, the bottom line is, in order to have change, extensive change,
got a little bedhead going on.
Comprehensive change, that Senate bill that was negotiated.
You notice the deuce isn't there.
I did not.
Between Republicans and obviously Democrats in the Senate would have been the best way to go. It would have been the toughest, fairest piece of legislation, law.
You know why?
If it had been moved in the president.
Because the deuce is under the podium going.
I'm gonna come.
President was able to sign it into law.
Deuce is waiting
and
back in the
that's
hotel
what's
room.
Important. The president is trying to make it very clear: no executive action would have that effect. The effect that this bipartisan negotiation would have had. And he's going to be optimistic. He wants to see it moved. And let's not forget the reason why it was stopped, the reason that it didn't go forward, is because Republicans were told in Congress to reject it by the former president. That's what happened. They chose politics instead of majority of the American people. I do want to lay out here a couple of things. It would have meant more resources to secure the border, border patrol agents, immigration judges, asylum officers, and law enforcement personnel to combat fentanyl. That's what would have been. That is what's in that bipartisan.
Along with a lot of other shit sandwich ingredients that everybody was expected to take a bite of, and we're not doing it. So,
liar!
The negotiation and so much more, and they
that's the part that we didn't like. Was the more part, like the so much more part? We don't like that part, right? That's the part we didn't like.
Like, why can't you just pass a bill like a single issue bill?
Yeah,
like just do it.
Single issue bill. We didn't like the Ukraine funding. We didn't like the Israel funding. We didn't like the limiting it to 5,000 Mexican specific people per day, because that allowed everybody else to just keep coming through. You know, it's kind of weird that we didn't like any of the extra shit that you didn't lay out just now. Weird.
Rejected it. Republicans rejected it because of politics. But the president stands.
No, they actually rejected it because it didn't do what you claimed it did.
Behind the majority of Americans who want to see change happen at the border, who wants to see our immigration system that's been broken for decades fixed.
I understand his preference to legislate, but the reason I'm asking is we've had conflicting answers over the span of a few weeks on whether,
we've had conflicting
from the
answers.
president,
No,
on
we
whether
haven't.
executive action was something he could
We
do.
haven't.
He first said that he had done everything he could with the stroke of a pen. Then he said that there was more he could do, but that you would prefer that Congress legislate this, and things were under consideration potentially for executive orders that would make changes to the border who could come across. And then yesterday, it seemed like he said no, nothing's
So
coming.
I disagree. I think there are a couple of parts here.
Liar!
You're asking me if there's executive actions that we can take, and what we're saying is there are no executive actions that would have.
Afuera!
Malik's right. You can tell from the expression on her face that she doesn't even believe the lie she's telling.
Correct.
She knows she's lying.
Everybody knows she's lying. That's the problem that they have right now. Is everyone who is paying attention knows that she's lying because
Including
the president
herself.
has the ultimate authority to shut that border the fuck down. Period. End of discussion. He is there to execute the laws that are currently on the books. That's his job. Okay? I don't know what you want us to tell you because he can do it. He's choosing not to. That's the end of it. That's the end of the discussion. Like, he has all the authority he needs, as demonstrated to him by House Republicans, to shut down the border. Right now. He doesn't need emergency authorities. He doesn't need the federal government to grow even larger than it already is to do his fucking job. Period. He doesn't need it.
He just needs to do his job.
And that's part of why we hate you. Anyway.
There's some serious bedhead going on.
Yes. I don't think she did this time, though.
Obviously.
Nope, same one.
Unrelated. Annual inflation ticked up to 3.2% in February. How concerned is the White House, given the president has been saying that Federal Reserve should be cutting rates because of lower inflation?
So a couple of things. So let me just answer your first question first, which is, look, the president in the State of the Union was very clear. We have more work to do to lower costs for hardworking families, and so that is something that we're going to do, and obviously also middle class. And
Joe, I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
Have you noticed any prices for anything that you purchase on a week-to-week basis go down?
I'm honestly trying to think. I think chicken has went down a little bit. I think ribs went down a little bit. However, I do believe eggs went back up.
I'm going to tell you right now.
And I think milk went up.
The answer is no.
And also vegetables, I believe, went up a little bit.
Correct.
Also, detergent has went up. And soap. And gas.
Joe, let me ask you something else. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years?
Hopefully in a well-maintained bunker in the woods. Hopefully winning.
This is where I see myself in the next 2 to 5 years.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anyway. And I don't think it's going to be of our choosing, though.
Nope.
That work continues. But just a couple of things, as you know, we've talked about this, and I think it's important to note this. Inflation is down 2/3, and we have the lowest annual core inflation since May 2021. Prices fell over the last year for gas, milk, eggs, chicken.
First off, gas may have went down a little bit, but it's going back up.
So here's the thing. You can't claim that things are getting better when just because they're getting better doesn't mean that they're good.
No.
They may be getting better a little bit, but they're not good.
Projected inflation year on year is 2.2%.
I'd also like to add that chicken, yeah, it went down. Not much, though. Maybe a few bucks.
That's why we need the lab-grown chicken.
Hell no.
They're pushing it.
They're pushing all the lab-grown stuff.
They're pushing it hard.
Appliances and also used cars. Wages are rising faster than prices over.
False.
Wrong.
False. Real wages are down. Down. Not up. Down. Real wages. That means, the money that you actually get in excess of what you would have had to spend.
I wonder if they figure that out by how much people pay in taxes at the end of the year.
They do.
And if that's how they do it, then you know why it would look as though wages are up? Probably because there's a lot of people like myself out here working 2 damn jobs just to keep a roof over their head. So granted, my side job is a job that I love, and it's my business that I run, and I don't want to let it go. But even still, it still helps very significantly pay bills. And honestly, sometimes if it wasn't for that, there'd be times when I'd be having to ask for gas money.
Yep.
Because, so like I said, the reason why it probably looks like wages are up is because a lot of people are probably working a second job or side jobs.
It doesn't really play into the data. They're calculating the base pay rates for people based on tax data. And yes, base wages are up. Unfortunately, the price of everything is also up.
So it don't do anything.
By substantially more than what the base wages went up.
Which is a good example of why if you start getting minimum wage up to $15 an hour, guess what's going to happen?
Everything's going to skyrocket.
And if you don't adjust everybody else accordingly, everybody is going to go bankrupt.
Panera Bread is actively trying to avoid doing business in California to avoid paying the $20 minimum wage that California has mandated. Like the shit doesn't work.
Don't you think so though? Like if you raise everybody to $15, but everybody that was making $15, you don't raise them up accordingly?
No, it doesn't change anything. You've got to bump those up.
Everything you just made everything worse. Because
you absolutely made everything worse.
Will get more expensive now, and the people that were already making what we thought were good wages or decent wages now make shit wages because now they can't afford anything either. And here they are, they could have bachelor degrees or even doctorates, and they can't afford shit anymore. And then guess what? Guess what happens?
Bro, so
the economy goes.
Let me tell you. So I started working for my current employer in 2020.
Right.
When I first started working there, I had more than enough money out of every paycheck to do basically whatever I wanted to do and still come out on top every month.
Right.
Before I moved in with Kate, it had gotten to the point where I was worse off than I was making literally half of what I make now.
Yep. Well, I remember back when,
when we started the show, a lot of it was started with the excess money that I had.
We were all doing okay.
Because I was doing so much better than I was prior to starting the job that I have now.
Dude, when I got laid off, I was still in better condition financially than I am now.
Correct.
And I'm working 2 jobs, and I know this is a libertarian show, but we also receive a check every month for our son that we got this disability for.
Yeah.
And we still have trouble making ends meet some months. Some months are great, but some months are a struggle.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's all just, again, it's a shit sandwich. Everybody's expected to take a bite, and nobody wants to take a bite.
For the last year since the pandemic, and forecasts broadly expect progress on inflation to continue over the rest of the year, and so that is important to note. And like I said, there's more work to do. We're going to continue to take on big pharma to lower prescription drugs and healthcare costs. We're going to crack down on price gouging. You hear talk about junk fees. The president talked about that last week. And so also lowering housing costs, which is something that the president obviously spoke about very recently. Look, I also want to, as you asked me about the second question, the Federal Reserve, I just want to be really clear. Unlike previous presidents, the president does very much believe on the importance of the Fed being independent. And as you are asking me a specific thing,
meaning he very much believes that the Fed should just be able to print money whenever they want to pay for his bullshit.
And, when they start talking about junk fees, but yet why are they not going to the banks and being like, hey, you can't charge people that have no money overdraft fees because they already don't have money.
That's what they're doing. That's part of what they're doing, but it's the other stuff. Also, taking on Big Pharma, you know what that does? That drives up the cost of innovation, which means that there will be no new medicines. So all that progress that the rest of the world benefits from, because we fund the majority of the research here in the United States, that goes away. The reason other nations have free healthcare is because our market economy allows for competition and
it'll stagnate prices for sure. So prices will be stuck.
No, it won't stagnate prices. It will stagnate innovation.
But what I'm saying is when they go after big pharma and say, hey, you can't overcharge this, first of all, prices will stay, like, they'll stay because there won't be any competition to lower prices.
Correct. Innovation will dry up,
right?
Which means prices will remain
but that's also means
either
like
the same or increase.
So they won't get less for sure.
And now here's the other thing, right? So I've heard somebody talk about this. I kind of agree with it. I don't think that pharmaceutical companies should be allowed to patent their medications. Now, trade secrets, sure. But patenting leads to increased prices. If a compound works to do something, that compound should be allowed to be manufactured in whatever way is ethical and not dangerous. Right? So, for the well-being of the people. I believe that patents are a big reason why hydroxychloroquine wasn't a bigger issue with COVID, right? Because at the end of the day, there was some studies that showed some efficacy against COVID. But because it was out of patent, there was no money to be made there. So what did pharmaceutical companies do? Rather than recommending hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, both of which were out of patent, we're going to develop new medicines, vaccines, all the things that...
Well, they're going to go to this episode.
Luckily, it'll still be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. So they can take it down here. They will not silence us. Fuck you guys.
Eat a dick.
Anywho, so on to the last of We Hate Her. We're just going to go back to the normal name because Clowns at a Podium doesn't really work, even though the theme music is clown music.
What are we going to do when we get a male press secretary?
We hate him. Even though that kind of ties into the Adam shit. Maybe that's Adam shit's next job, press secretary.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Here we go.
Does the White House ever digitally alter photos of the president, vice president, first lady, secretary before they release them?
Digitally altered? Not that I know of. I would say no. Why would we digitally alter photos? Are you talking about? Are you comparing us to what's going on in the UK?
I'm doing due diligence to ensure with the leader.
Now, are you aware of what's going on with Kate Middleton?
No. Oh wait, yeah, she had a baby or had something going on.
Oh no. They think that she's in a coma.
Oh shit.
And that the British news networks have been gag ordered because all the images that are coming out of her here lately are extremely digitally altered, if not AI generated. And there's been some rather compelling evidence to suggest that that's not current Kate Middleton at all.
So, for people that don't know, who's Kate Middleton?
She's one of the duchesses.
Gotcha.
Member of the royal family in England.
Gotcha. To me, though, what would it matter if there was something wrong with her as far as, like, how the rest of... I mean, why would they need to do that?
I don't know.
That's just weird to me.
It is.
It would make me... It's like, hey, this woman does absolutely nothing as far as government influence, but, hey, we're going to make you trust government less by doing this.
Correct.
Like, what the hell?
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but the UK is kind of a shit show anyway. So, anyway, that's been... We Hate Her. Okay, so we're actually
we can just go on into the conspiracy corner and I'll cover the Boeing thing.
Actually, that's my thing because I'm going to do the conspiracy maybe.
Conspiracy maybe.
But first, I do want to talk about something that's rather important for the House of Representatives at the moment. Ken Buck, who is a Republican representative from Colorado, has announced that he will be resigning in 10 days. So at the end of next week.
Okay.
Republicans already hold a narrow majority in the House. So now they're going to have a special election. Kim Buck has said it's not me that you need to be worried about retiring. It's the next three.
Malik, you have a right to be mad.
Correct. He said it's not me that you need to be worried about retiring. It's the next three that are going to retire soon. Suggesting that Republicans are most likely going to lose the House very soon, right? Here's why that's bad. Kim Buck leaves. They elect a Democrat in the special election. 3 more leave. They already have a very slim majority. Then you get into November and Democrats win more seats than you expect. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Hakeem Jeffries is the speaker. The Biden investigations are killed. All the committee chairs change. And you have total lockdown of the government from Democrats, which is something that nobody wants. This is extremely important, and it's something that we all need to pay attention to. But on to the conspiracy maybe. Boeing.
Good night, bud. Yeah.
Hey.
Good night. Love y'all.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Such sweet kids.
They are good kids.
Anywho, so I don't know if you've been following this or not, but the whistleblower from Boeing who was talking about the
Malik hadn't heard about this.
The bad manufacturing processes that allowed bad quality planes to be flown, started testifying, and all of a sudden he killed himself. Where is it?
Pew, pew, allegedly, allegedly, that's ignorant.
I think the pew pew on was
first off, that's accurate.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's what they're saying he did to himself.
Allegedly, allegedly, that's ignorant.
That's ignorant. Anywho, so take a listen to this about what one of his family members said that he had told them.
I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way.
First tonight, our investigative reporter Ann Emerson has new information in the death of Boeing whistleblower John Barnett. A close family friend of Barnett says he predicted he might wind up dead, that a story could surface that he killed himself. But he told her, don't believe it. Ann?
Tessa, Barnett's family friend Jennifer said they had talked about this exact scenario playing out, but his words seemed like a premonition. He told her, don't ever believe it.
I knew John because his mom and my mom are best friends. And so over the years...
Malik said, oh, he got suicided.
Exactly.
Yes.
So here's the thing, though. It's in a parking lot.
Correct.
There should be cameras.
There should be. There probably isn't.
Get-togethers, birthdays, celebrations, and, whatnot. We've all got together and talked and, that's how we really know each other.
And when Jennifer needed help one day, Barnett came by to see her. They talked about his upcoming depositions in Charleston. Jennifer knew he filed an extremely damaging complaint against Boeing. He says the aerospace giant retaliated against him when he blew the whistle on unsafe practices. For more than 30 years, Barnett was a quality manager. He'd recently retired and moved back to look after his mom in Louisiana.
He wasn't concerned about safety because I asked him, I said, aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared. He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. You know, I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Not true. He's got too much to do, likes breathing. And he did. He had a lot of plans of things that he wanted to do.
What do you think happened?
I think somebody got in there and made, money can buy anything nowadays, it seems like. And there's a lot of evil in this world. I think somebody didn't like what he had to say and wanted to shut him up and didn't want it to come back on anyone. So that's why they made it look like a suicide.
The last time she saw Barnett, it was at her father's funeral in late February.
Conspiracy, maybe? Or conspiracy fact?
I think it's conspiracy fact.
Correct.
Yep.
I want to make it known right now that we are not suicidal.
No, we are not.
So it's out there on the internet for everybody. I did not kill myself. But now it's time for Joe's Conspiracy Corner. What are you doing? Doing a thing for the show. Just say the name, man. All right, it's Joe's Conspiracy Corner.
All right. So, have you ever heard of the Emerald Tablets?
I have, actually.
So, what do you think they are?
I don't really know.
Okay.
It's been a while. I've heard of them. I don't remember exactly what they are.
Have you heard of Thoth?
Yes.
He's in it,
Yeah, Egyptian god.
So there's two sides of this story. We're going to kind of blend them together and we'll have a conclusion at the end, right?
Correct.
So, who was Thoth?
Allegedly.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, so what led me to this, it's not a conspiracy, it's more like ancient aliens, kind of more of that side of things, right?
So he was the Egyptian god of writing, apparently. Do I need to go full screen for this, or screen share?
Yeah, you can. So, the baboon and ibis god of the moon in Egyptian mythology, right? Okay, so
the Egyptian god of writing, wisdom, and magic.
Right. So
Probst is here for it.
Probst, yay. Okay.
Hooray.
So what got me into all this is I was listening again to the Sean Ryan show.
Correct.
And he had what's that dude's name? Crap, dude, what's that dude's name? I didn't plan on actually giving the background of why I was doing this. Let's see. It's a black guy.
Don't know.
Oh man.
There's like billions of black men on this planet.
Oh, I know how to find his name. 12 Keys. Damn. Let's see.
How about you just
Dang it. Where is it?
How about we just skip the background and you get into
all right, whatever. I was listening to but the dude's pretty he's like what's his name that talks about like ancient societies?
Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock. He's like him. Okay.
Just a black guy.
Just black. And he's more into like esoteric kind of stuff, spiritual stuff. So, Thoth was the Egyptian god of writing, wisdom, and magic. He was associated with order and justice.
Hold on. Thoth.
Not Thoth.
Thoth.
He was associated with order and justice and was an advisor and mediator to the gods, patron of the scribes. His female counterpart was Seshat, goddess of writing and keeper of books. Thoth, created language, and Shushat gave his words to the people. So he had two manifestations, one as a baboon and one as an ibis. More so, we see him as the ibis, usually.
Correct. Is Beth joining us?
So
you are unmuted. Whoa!
Go ahead.
Well, what?
She almost fell.
Oh. The Egyptian gods were quarrelsome lot, and Thoth's role as mediator and problem solver was frequently called upon. When Ra cursed his daughter, Nut.
Newt.
No, yeah, it's pronounced Nut.
I'm pretty sure it's Newt.
No, I heard it the other day. It was Nut. Forbidding her to give birth on any of the day of the year, she came to Thoth for help. Wise old Thoth overcame the curse by gambling with the moon god, Khonsu, for some of his light. He won 1/72nd of the moon's light, enough for 5 days in the year, allowing, I won't say Newt, just because it sounds better, to have her 5 children, Osiris, Isis, Geb, Nephthys, and Horus, and extending the annual calendar from 360 to 365 days.
Interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Thoth in the afterlife. Thoth also assisted Osiris and Anubis in the Hall of Truth by recording the outcome of the weighing of the heart against the feather of truth, deciding whether or not a person could enter the afterlife. So if your heart was lighter than the feather of truth, you went on to the good place. If your heart was heavier than the feather of truth, you went on to the bad place. Okay. Let's see what. Oh. Okay. So Thoth supposedly wrote the Emerald Tablets. Some people claim that the Emerald Tablets are full of mysterious secrets, right?
Yes.
So let's just, before we talk about what secrets they are, what are the Emerald Tablets?
They're Hermetic writings, from what I understand.
Yep. And apparently one of Thoth's names also was Hermes Trismegistus.
Yes.
Okay, so Hermes Trismegistus is a legendary ancient Egyptian sage, was supposed to have been the author of the Emerald Tablet, which may have been seen as a foundational work of alchemy. And those who don't know what alchemy is basically
changing one thing into another.
But it's like magic, but also kind of evolved into just chemistry, or what we would call chemistry now. At least that's what's accepted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Contrary to Renaissance beliefs, the work does not originate from ancient times. This short text has been traced back by German scholar Julius Ruska to the 7th to 9th century Arab, whatever that is. It claims to have found
the
an
Book
entrance.
of the Wise, Bolinas, on the causes.
So he claims to have found an entrance to a secret chamber where, quote, I come up to an old man sitting on a gold throne who was holding an emerald table in one hand. And some believe that that was Thoth.
Correct. The text of the...
So I was thinking what that comment said. Oh, okay. So the supposed text of this Emerald Tablet, when translated, says, and when I read this, I'm telling you, tell me if you don't get some Genesis vibes from this.
Yeah.
True it is, without falsehood, certain and most true, that which is above is like that to which is below, and that which is below is to like that to which is above, to accomplish the miracles of one thing, and as all things were, by contemplation of one, so all things arose from this one thing, by a single act of adaptation. The father thereof is the sun, the mother the moon, the wind carried in its womb, the earth is the nurse thereof. It is the father of all works of wonder throughout the whole world. The power thereof is perfect. If it be cast onto earth, it will separate the element of earth from that of fire, the subtle from the gross. With great sagacity, it doth ascend gently from earth to heaven. Again, it doth send to earth, and uniteth in itself the force from things superior and things inferior. Thus thou wilt possess the glory of the brightness of the whole world, and all obscurity will fly far from thee. This thing is the strong fortitude of all strength, for it overcometh every subtle thing, and doth penetrate every solid substance. Thus was this world created. Hence will there be marvelous adaptations achieved, of which the manner is this. For this reason I am called Hermes Trismegistus, because I hold 3 parts of the wisdom of the whole world. That which I had to say about the operation of Saul is completed. See, and Malik says Exodus actually, but see, if you read the different, and I've actually got it linked to the different, where did I put it? Different translations. Yeah, here we go. I got a link to the different translations here, and some of these translations, no joke, when I was reading them, I was like, dude, it almost sounds like you're reading that first little snippet of Genesis. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, so here's a translation from...
Zoom in on that so it's easier to read.
Let's see. Translation from Kriegsman from the
allegedly from the Phoenician.
Okay, so
I'll read it.
Okay.
I speak truly, not falsely, certainly and most truly. These things below with those above, and those with these join forces again, so that they produce a single thing, the most wonderful of all. And as a whole, oh my God,
it's hard to read this, isn't it? And as the whole universe was brought forth from one by the word of one God, also all things are regenerated perpetually from this one, according to the disposition of nature. It has the sun for father and the moon for mother. So it's almost like, okay, God created the world, then he created the sun and the moon. Okay, it is carried by the air as if in a womb. It is nourished by the earth.
Like humans.
Yep. It is the cause of all perfection of all things throughout the universe. So everything was perfect. It will attain the highest perfection of powers if it shall be reduced into earth. Distribute here the earth and there the fire. Thin out the density of the suavest thing of all. It's almost like, and this is almost kind of goes, actually this is almost like almost seems like a summary of the whole Bible, because then we start going into like end of the world, it feels like. Ascend with the greatest sagacity of genius from earth into the sky, Jesus' ascension, and thence descend again to the earth. Then he comes back and recognize that the forces of things above and of things below are one, and then everything becomes one, right? So as to possess the glory of the whole world and beyond, this man of abject faith may have nothing further. This thing itself presently comes forth stronger by reasons of this fortitude. It subdues all bodies, surely, whether tenuous or solid, by penetrating them. And so, and that's almost like the Spirit of God comes in and he controls everything, right? That's what I'm taking from it. And so everything whatsoever that the world contains was created. Hence admirable works are accomplished, which are instituted according to the same mode. To me, therefore, the name of Hermes Trismegistus has been awarded, because I'm discovered as a teacher of 3 parts of the wisdom of the world. These then are the considerations which I've concluded ought to be written down concerning the readiness operations of the chimic art.
Okay, so here's the thing that stands out to me, right?
Okay.
I am the teacher of the 3 parts of the wisdom of the world.
It almost sounds Trinitarian.
God,
Yep.
Christ, Holy Spirit.
Right. And not that we're saying the Holy Spirit is this guy or anything. That not that at all. It's just it's interesting how this all it
seems to relate.
Yeah, it seems to relate. But we're not saying it is. So even if you read like old Norse stuff, I mean, everything has a parallel. It's very weird and interesting. And it's almost like, I mean, so basically my way of looking at things is there's a single truth on how everything happened.
Correct.
There was a massive flood at some point. And that's one thing they think about Thoth here. So they believe, or at least it is believed that by some folks, that he was an Atlantean.
Yes, I've heard that too.
And that when the world was destroyed by the flood, the biblical flood, that it destroyed Atlantis.
Yes.
And that he left Atlantis and went to Egypt.
Well, so there's a theory that there were a lot of Atlanteans that traveled across the world to rebuild.
And that's why you have
society. That's one of the
all
things
these pyramids all over the world.
Yeah, because pyramids were probably commonplace in Atlantis.
Because pyramids are believed in conspiracy land to be power plants.
Pretty much.
So, let's see. What do I have next? So, one thing that is also believed is that... Hold on, I got to sneeze.
Afuera! Afuera!
All right.
Teleprompter. For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
All right. So, it is also believed that Thoth had the reason
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
he wasn't, that he wasn't an Egyptian god, but that he figured out how to live forever. And that the Egyptians deified him later because of that, right? So, how did he... I'm telling the secrets. So how did he figure out how to live forever?
Philosopher's Stone.
Have you ever heard of the Philosopher's Stone?
Well, yeah, there was an entire Harry Potter book written about it.
But I'm saying outside of Harry Potter, have you heard about it?
Well, yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Philosopher's Stone in Western alchemy is an unknown substance, also called the tincture or the powder, sought by alchemists for its supposed ability to transform base metals.
Don't let cocaine Mitch hear you say that.
Into precious ones, especially gold and silver. Alchemists also believe that an elixir of life could be derived from it. Inasmuch as alchemy was concerned with the perfection of the human soul, the Philosopher's Stone was sought to cure illnesses, prolong life, and bring about spiritual revitalization. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Brotherhood sucked. Go original
But
Full Metal Alchemist.
But what's weird about that is we'll get to it in a minute. So the Philosopher's Stone, variously described as sometimes said to be common substance found everywhere but unrecognized and unappreciated. The quest for the stone encouraged alchemists from the Middle Ages to the end of the 17th century to examine in their laboratories numerous substances and their interactions. The quest thereby provided a body of knowledge that ultimately led to the sciences of chemistry, metallurgy, and pharmacology. Now,
compounds, metals, medicines.
Right. However, you want to know what is it? What is that word? I'm just going to type that in and see if it brings it up. Pharmakia. Have you ever heard that word, Justin?
Yep.
Let's see. Pharmakia definition. So, pharmakia is a Greek word that can mean the use of medicine, drugs, or spells. It can also mean poisoning.
Or sorcery.
Or sorcery, often associated with idolatry. Is the origin of the English word pharmacy, which refers to a system of dispensing drugs. It is not to be confused with pharmacopoeia, which is a book of drugs and medicine preparations. It's just that I thought that was a little interesting there because, alchemy is all about, kind of like magic.
Yes.
So, the process by which it was hoped common metals such as iron, lead, tin, and copper could be turned into the more valuable metals involved heating the base material in a characteristic pear-shaped glass crucible called the vase of Hermes or the philosopher's egg. Color changes were carefully watched. Black indicating the death of the old material preparatory to its revitalization. White, the color required to change into silver. And red, the highest stage, the color required for change into gold. Now.
Interesting.
Have you also heard of a guy named Nicholas Flamel?
Yep.
Where'd you hear about him from?
Well, first off, he's the character in Harry Potter, but he's also a real-life alchemist.
Yes. Who was also... What was he obsessed with in Harry Potter?
Immortality.
And the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, because he created the Philosopher's Stone in Harry Potter.
And now supposedly it is believed that he could possibly actually still be alive. Him and his wife living in the world today because they actually successfully created this Philosopher's Stone. Supposedly. He was a French scribe and manuscript seller. After his death, Flamel developed a reputation as an alchemist believed to have created and discovered the Philosopher's Stone and have thereby achieved immortality. These legendary accounts first appeared in the 17th century. According to texts ascribed to Flamel, almost 200 years after his death, he learned alchemical secrets from a Jewish converso on the road to Santiago de Compostela. He has since appeared as a legendary alchemist in various fictional works. All right. So, and I'm getting all this to kind of bring it all together at the end, right? So, the last guy I'm going to talk about before I bring this all together is a guy named Maurice Doreal.
Really, because that says Mauric.
You don't think it says Maurice?
That says Mauric.
Whatever. His name's Doreal. That's what we're going to call him.
I mean, yes, it says Maurice there, but you have Mauric.
Stupid. All right.
Smell like failure.
Maurice Doreal was an American...
Emotional damage.
Whatever. He was an American occultist and founder of the Brotherhood of the White Temple.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
So, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood of White Temple. Just saying. Like that guy that, where he's like got the red lines going everywhere. He's like,
Yeah.
So Doreal claimed that during a 1925 visit to the Great Pyramids of Giza, he discovered a set of ancient emerald tablets belonging to the Egyptian deity Thoth, whom he reimagined as a king of Atlantis. Doreal then claimed to have translated the text, which he published as the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So...
Denver Airport.
It is in Denver. The original Brotherhood of the White Temple is in Denver. And it was involved in theosophy. Theosophy is for next week's episode when we start talking about
Aleister Crowley.
So we're linking them together. It's nice. He claimed that in 1931, Los Angeles, he met two Atlanteans that took him to a cave underneath Mount Shasta. Doreal quickly developed a cosmology focused on the inner earth, describing underground races he claimed to have learned about from the Atlanteans. Doreal developed theories of an underground serpent race. During the 1950s, Doreal incorporated aliens into his views. He combined all these into a theory that in the second half of the 20th century, the serpent race would ally with the Antichrist. He believed that there were three types of flying saucers, including one piloted by serpent people who were once icebound in Siberia, became defrosted, and then replaced and overthrew the communist regime in Russia. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, Doreal relocated the Brotherhood near Sedalia, Colorado, where he predicted that nuclear war would happen in 1953. But he and his community would be protected by the mountains in the valley they relocated to. He died in 1963.
You know what else is weird about that? Where'd they hide in one of those more recent Terminator movies? In a bunker in the mountains.
In Colorado.
In Colorado.
Son of a bitch.
Predictive programming.
However, this is where I'm wrapping it all up into. Right? So this guy
This
wrote...
had better be fucking good.
This guy... By the way, this whole Brotherhood of the White Temple, it still exists.
Of course.
And so this guy wrote a book called The Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, right?
Yes.
So all of this about Thoth going to Egypt and all this stuff, you know how this guy, he claimed he had a visit to the Great Pyramids of Giza?
Yes.
He didn't. At least not physically. Have you ever heard of... I know you've heard of it. We've covered
Astral
it.
projection.
Actual projection. He said he visited it in the astral realm and got this information through the astral realm.
So he's full of shit.
I'm thinking so. So really, when this is all said and done,
nobody fucking knows.
Nobody actually knows
about shit.
Shit about any of this.
Interesting.
It's a little kicker there for you, isn't it?
A little cliffhanger, if you will.
So, I mean, I believe that astral projection could be possibly an actual thing. I do. I think there's things in this world we don't understand. And people claim that they see some things and they learn some things, and it's all fairly... we've covered astral projection, haven't we?
Yeah.
And, most people that do it all kind of generally talk about the same kind of things.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
Like one person doesn't go to like an orchard and the other person to like Florida and the other person to, Michigan. Like they generally have the same description of entities and places.
Well, that's more psychedelic experiences, DMT, stuff of that nature.
No, because to astral project, I think you have to be sober, supposedly.
I don't know.
But either way, their descriptions are all, relatively the same.
Yeah.
So it could be true. He could have actually went there. However, after he starts talking about some of this other stuff, I'm like, oh no, bro! Like you might just be full of drugs.
You lost me at reptilians.
You might,
that live under the surface of the
earth. The Hollow Earth. I'm open to Hollow Earth. The reptilians living under the Hollow Earth.
Not so much.
Yeah, because I feel like if there were reptilians doing shit, I feel like we would just know. I feel like it would be more obvious.
Can I blow your mind right now?
Sure.
No, I don't want to do that. Have you not seen those TikToks or the reels of the guy every podcast ever? Can I blow your mind right now?
No.
Oh my God, I'm going to start sending you those because they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, see, Malik even brings up people tend to have the same experience even if they've never met each other and also under hypnosis. So see, that's what's weird to me. So I think there's got to be. I do believe in the astral realm and like the spiritual realm, and there's different, dimensions. I believe there has to be something to that. But this guy.
What if the astral realm is like purgatory, like where you go?
Well, see, in my opinion,
like in Jewish tradition, you go to purgatory when you die to await the arrival of...
But purgatory doesn't just exist in that, or that's not the only thing that exists in the astral realm. It's in the astral realm.
It's a place that you can go.
In the astral realm.
Yes.
And your soul enters that realm once you die. And that's one of the places that you go. Like or that's where your soul goes to until it's released to wherever else you go in the astral
until they
realm.
weigh your heart against the feather,
and you go to hell or heaven. Now the whole weighing the soul, your heart thing, that's actual Egyptian mythology.
Correct.
That's not from Maurice.
No,
that's actual Egyptian mythology.
Well, yeah, anybody that's done basic Egyptian history knows that. Anyway, interesting.
So yeah, this is not one of those like, oh shit, bro. But at the same time, I was like, interesting.
Anyway, that's been Joe's Conspiracy Corner. Joe, do the thing. Okay, so we're up on that time of the night where it's time to wrap it up.
But I just wanted to say one thing that kind of brought me to this is, just doing some spiritual journeying. You know what I mean? That's what brought me to it. I've just been doing some spiritual searching, and not to find God, because I feel like I found God. I just want to find
more answers,
the truth. Yeah, more answers. I'm not looking for the salvational truth. I know what that is. I'm looking for just truth. So,
see, he basically said the same thing that we were saying.
Yeah, interesting.
Again, I'm of the opinion that all the major religions basically got it right in their own way.
Maybe at the core.
At the core, they all started at the same place. Because most of the major religions have the same basic tenets, like treat each other well, with the exception of Islam.
And at at some point, it kind of became like the was it like the telephone game?
It's like the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to look at it, the Tower of Babel did what? It made it to where everyone couldn't communicate with each other.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'd also like to point out,
naturally, the creation myths and stories would evolve independently of one another after the Tower of Babel.
Right. And Malik brought up a good point that I didn't mention here. He says, the Book of Enoch tells us that humans were taught about magic, alchemy, astrology, metallurgy, and a bunch of other stuff that the fallen angels, or by the fallen angels that got kicked out when Lucifer rebelled.
We need to do a conspiracy corner about the Council of Nicaea.
Dude, that might be the next deal. Oh, after next week.
After Aleister Crowley.
Yep.
Anywho,
this is starting to turn more into like Joe's, like I told you, the deep mind idea of like there's conspiracy, but there's also
You feel me in there? You feel me? Fucking
feel me?
mind?
You feel me? Like we're like, you know what I'm saying, man?
Okay, so we can close that out, and now.
By the way, I've read part of the Book of Enoch, and I feel like it fills so many parts of the Bible that I had questions about. And people are like, but it's not, it's blah, 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 it's this and that. Like the super church people are like, there's no holes in the Bible, man. And I'm like, from man's perspective, yeah, there is. Like, in the Bible as we know it now, yes, there is. In the Bible that was original, maybe not. But now, I would say there is. So see, he said Islam's thing is that with each new edition, the thing that comes before it gets nullified. It started out similar to Christianity when it got corrupted. Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for that guy.
The good boy?
No, Can I Blow Your Mind right now?
Oh. By the way, I saw that video you sent me about the good boy. I saw that before. That was hilarious.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Where is... Well, apparently they don't have shorts on here anymore. Oh, wait.
But while you're looking...
I'm the guy who got busted in the New York Post because I...
While you're looking, I heard that a lot of that Thoth stuff from another podcast. And that's how I know that this other guy... And I haven't actually searched to see if there's any other things myself, but this guy on there said that he lurked everywhere. And the only source that said that Thoth is from Atlantis is that, like, their only original source was old Maurice. So there's no other actual source that said he was from Atlantis.
Well, this is fucking annoying. I was really hoping that I'd be able to find that guy because it would have been really good for something funny. You know what we haven't done in a while?
What?
No, that's not gonna work. Shit.
Dude, the one I sent you the other day. The Indian guy.
You did not just do.
You keep farting? I keep smelling something. And
No,
is it you
that's the
farting?
first time I farted.
Well,
but yes, Beth, I did just do that.
I heard it.
The Indian guy narrating the Lord of the Rings. What the hell?
Don't know.
Anybody got any jokes?
It was a TikTok.
Yeah, we're not doing a TikTok. I hate that.
But it's good though.
You know what?
Oh my gosh, cats.
I love cat videos.
I got a bad dad joke.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Kittens are so funny.
What are we checking out? I don't know what we're checking out.
I don't either.
Did you send the link? I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes we need some wholesome stuff. What's that cat doing? Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Sweep the leg, Johnny. Oh, got an itch. Hold on. Yep. Back to it.
That makes me miss Bilbo.
Okay. I need something better than that.
What we were talking about earlier.
The Nancy Pelosi one?
Yes.
That's hard to find.
Just Nancy Pelosi.
Oh.
If you ever find a pair of jugs that look this good at
That is not that. Wait, go up.
Oh, wait. I got one. It's very patriotic.
Sorry. What do you?
We're going to attack you with drones. That's fine. We're going to counter your drones with our technology. What? We're going to send more drones then. Way more. We're going to counter your even more drones with laser beams. We're going to send our drones after your boats. You're going to send them after what? No, for the love of God, don't send them after the boats. Do not touch the United States of America's boats. We are going to attack you with drones. That's fine.
Let's see.
Stop calling them Geneva suggestions. What about Geneva requests? No, they're Geneva conventions. Geneva guidelines. No, they are Geneva conventions. Okay? They are to be upheld at all times. We are going to strike at the heart of caffeine storage globally. You're gonna do what? Houthis, you don't want to do this. You don't want to go down this road. This will mean the end for you, Houthis. You don't want to touch the U.S.'s caffeine. Don't want to touch any of NATO's caffeine, and you certainly don't want to touch the U.S.'s boats.
My boats!
We know if we strike the caffeine storage, it will cripple you entirely. We have reserves of caffeine that you wouldn't believe. You think we've got a lot of ammunition? You haven't seen the depth of our go-go juice. Haven't seen the depth! No caffeine, no Geneva Conventions. No caffeine, only Geneva suggestions. I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but I think we need to calm down, guys. I heard they're also going after the maple syrup. You monsters! You monsters! You don't even want to know what I'm gonna do to you!
Mandatory Fun Day is one of my favorites. The Geneva suggestions. You know what? Let's just for good measure.
Habitual line crosser. I love that guy. Go up. Do that one.
This one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him, do not do that. He is hard enough to wrangle as it is. I'm not in the country. That's your problem. F-22. Put me in, coach. Tell me it's my time. I was just wondering how it felt to know that I've now taken out more pilots than you. Son of a bitch! Easy, man. Be cool. They haven't hit that level of fuck around yet. I'm gonna go rogue, have their Air Force grounded by lunchtime. And just how in the hell am I supposed to explain the Mach 2 Bumblebee that just grounded the entire Russian Air Force? You cannot stop. Shut up, doesn't concern you. Yes, it does. I can't believe I'm still playing nice. Shouldn't you be telling people you destroyed 15 out of the 2 Patriot systems I've sent over there or something? You can tell he's lying when his mouth is moving. I'm gonna tell him, do not do
I don't
that.
like
He
that
is
one that
hard enough
much.
to wrangle
Like
as it
City
is.
posted
I'm
something to
not
our
in the
Discord.
Do
we have access to the Discord on the computer?
Not on this one. I'll have to see about it on the old phone. Don't touch my keyboard.
Don't touch my keyboard!
That's something I will definitely be watching later. Joe, you're going to want to watch that too. What are you looking for?
What's his... Oh. No, that's not it. Who's the autistic comedian?
AJ Wilkerson.
Yeah.
This guy's hilarious. Man, where's it at?
You're getting on my nerves now.
Hold on, man.
No, I don't want to.
So I wasn't kidding about the golden retriever. I wag a little when I get too excited. The words are just coming out. I wasn't supposed to tell you any of these things. I'm pretty sure the only jokes I told you were the ones that everyone back there was like, don't say that. No, people aren't gonna like those.
Man,
I'm also very autistic. Even as
When baseball.
Are you looking for the one where the laughs?
What's going on, man?
no. The one where he talks about why he's stimming.
Oh.
Hold on.
Because Jeremiah was a bull. That guy laughing.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Well, I told you, anxiety disorder, dude. Listen, autism stem from fucking public speaking, dude. This is specifically attached to a phobia, dude. I'm autistic. In my regular life, I can fucking check the fuck out and disassociate or pretend to be invisible, and I can't do that when I do stand-up because you're all fucking staring at me. This is a stim. This is something I use when I am overstimulated, and fucking, you're all staring at me like I'm supposed to do a trick, dude. This is basically fucking golden retriever energy. Like fucking, you get him around too many people, he gets riled up, but he's a good boy. Too many loud noises from too many different directions. You gotta put his little jacket on him, but
that guy's hilarious.
All right, we're gonna call that.
Hello,
the
wifey.
show.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's you funny.
Did you not hear what happened last night? Did she not tell you what happened last night?
There's you funny right there. Tell us a story, babe. That's a funny. That's some funny.
You didn't hear about that?
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh. So, you ordered a shit ton of pizza last night.
Oh yeah. She did tell us about that.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody else about it.
Yes, but see?
Yeah.
So tell us the story.
The pizza lady got here, and she was like, "You may want to get Smitey to come help you get all these pizzas." And I was like, "Okay." So Kate came behind me. And, like, here she goes with the first stack. She's like, "Got some more." And she was like, "My God, baby, what all did you get?" And that lady was like,
Like Kate was talking about Justin, but the way she said it, it's like she's looking at Beth like.
So, and then she's like, "Do y'all need your receipt?" And I kind of looked at Kate like, "Do y'all want the receipt?" And she's like, "No, we're good. Okay." So I started laughing.
Now my wife's a lesbian.
My socially awkward wife and Joe's socially awkward wife are now lesbians. The wrong button, dumbass.
Sorry. They didn't do it. There it goes.
The technological errors will continue until the show quality improves. Anywho, it's been a real fun show.
Stream Deck was not amused with the funnies.
No.
It is a live show, Saturdays, 8 o'clock until whenever the fuck we're done. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live. Which, again, is Saturday nights around 8 o'clock because sometimes things happen and it runs late. But that's not going to pull anything up yet, Joe. Stop doing shit while I'm trying to do stuff.
I'm just pulling it up.
I hate you. You distract me so much. This
just
is why
do your
you're not
thing.
allowed to have the mouse
just do
and
your
keyboard.
thing. Just do your thing.
Afuera!
Just do your thing.
Anyway, it's a live show, Saturdays, around 8 o'clock, till whenever we're done. Again, if you haven't, give the show a like, leave us a comment. It does help with the algorithm. Normally we stream on Rumble and YouTube. If you don't catch the show live, you can always catch the replay. Or, if you're an audio-only listener, you can listen to us wherever podcasts are sold. Or, not sold. They don't sell podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts. Okay? So, with that said, we'll be back next week with more fun with Justin.
Joe.
And maybe Beth.
Definitely Kate.
And Kate.
Tally ho, lads.